Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Jey Uso collapsed backstage on WWE Raw this week, leaving General Manager Adam Pearce concerned. The star appeared hurt as doctors were called. Jey and Sami Zayn got involved in the opening segment of Raw this week as they separated CM Punk and Seth Rollins from starting a brawl. It ended up getting violent, and Zayn and Rollins are now facing each other in the main event of the night. However, that was not all that happened on the show. Later on in the night, Jey Uso was heard being attacked backstage, but by the time the officials and the cameras got there, no one was to be seen. Jey fell over, collapsing while holding his head. The star was hurt, and a concerned Adam Pearce was calling for assistance. He called for medics and a doctor to come check on him. Sami Zayn thought that it was none other than Seth Rollins who had attacked the star, but it soon turned out that this was not the case. Rollins refused the accusation in the match. Later on, Drew McIntyre returned. It appears that while he may be the one responsible, this is not confirmed at this time. The December night at WWE Raw was electric, with fans roaring in anticipation of an eventful show. Among the evening's highlights was Jey Uso, one of WWE's most beloved stars, whose journey from the bloodline to a solo act had captivated the WWE universe. However, what began as a night of excitement quickly spiraled into chaos when Jey Uso suddenly collapsed backstage, clutching his head in visible distress. Setting the stage. Jey had been riding a wave of momentum since stepping out of his cousin Roman Reigns' shadow. His charisma, athleticism, and the emotional depth of his story had made him a fan favorite. Earlier in the night, Jey had delivered a heartfelt promo in the ring, addressing his ongoing feud with the Judgment Day and the betrayals that had shaped his career. As he walked backstage after the promo, cameras followed him, capturing his determined stride. Jey exchanged a few words with Sami Zayn, his former tag partner and friend, before heading toward his locker room. It was a moment that seemed normal until it wasn't. The collapse. Minutes later, chaos erupted backstage. WWE's cameras, always ready to capture drama, swung to the scene as Jey was seen leaning against the wall, holding his head in pain. He appeared dizzy, his usually steady frame wobbling. Then, in a heart-stopping moment, Jey crumpled to the ground. Several crew members rushed to his side, shouting for help. Adam Pearce, WWE's on-screen authority figure, happened to be nearby. His face turned pale as he sprinted to the scene, barking orders. "Get the medics! Now!" Pearce yelled, his voice laced with urgency. Jey's hands clutched his temples, his face contorted in agony. His breathing was labored, and his eyes darted around as if struggling to focus. The scene was chaotic yet eerily silent except for the worried murmurs of the backstage crew. Medical intervention. Within moments, WWE's medical team arrived. Pearce knelt beside Jey, speaking to him in a calm but concerned tone. "Jey, can you hear me? Stay with us, okay? Help is here," Pearce reassured him. One of the medics checked Jey's pulse while another shined a flashlight into his eyes, testing his responsiveness. Jey muttered something unintelligible, his voice weak and strained. The medics exchanged worried glances, but they kept their focus on stabilizing him. "We need to get him to the medical room now," one of the medics said firmly. Pearce nodded. "Do whatever you have to do. Keep me updated." As Jey was carefully placed on a stretcher, his brother Jimmy Uso arrived on the scene, having been alerted by one of the crew. Jimmy's face was a mix of shock and panic as he pushed through the crowd. "What happened? What's going on with my brother?" Jimmy demanded, his voice cracking. Pearce placed a hand on Jimmy's shoulder. "We don't know yet." He collapsed, holding his head. "The doctors are with him now." Jimmy looked down at Jey, his expression softening into one of deep concern. "Hang in there, Us. We're not done yet. You hear me?" The locker room's reaction. As Jey was wheeled away, the news of his collapse spread like wildfire throughout the locker room. Stars like Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Sami Zayn gathered in small clusters, exchanging worried whispers. "I just talked to him," Sami said, pacing back and forth. "He seemed fine." "What could have happened?" Rollins leaned against the wall, arms crossed, his usually cocky demeanor replaced with a somber expression. "Man, this business takes a toll on all of us. Let's just hope it's nothing serious." Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio of the Judgment Day, who had been feuding with Jey in recent weeks, were spotted watching the scene unfold from afar. Rhea's expression was unreadable, but Dominic seemed uneasy, as if the gravity of the situation had hit him harder than expected. Updates from Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce emerged from the medical room about 30 minutes later, his face lined with worry. He addressed a small group of reporters and WWE personnel who had gathered for updates. "Jey is stable, but the doctors are still running tests to determine the cause of his collapse," Pearce said. "Right now, our priority is his health. We'll keep everyone informed as we learn more." The WWE Universe, watching the events unfold on live television, flooded social media with an outpouring of support for Jey. #PrayForJey began trending within minutes, as fans shared their favorite moments from his career and sent messages of encouragement. Theories and speculation. Backstage, the atmosphere was tense. Rumors began swirling about what might have caused Jey's collapse. Some speculated it could be the result of a grueling schedule, noting that Jey had been performing almost nonstop since his split from the Bloodline. Others wondered if it was related to the brutal attacks he had suffered at the hands of the Judgment Day in recent weeks. Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns' special counsel, was spotted backstage, looking uncharacteristically concerned. Though Heyman declined to comment, his presence only fueled speculation about whether the Bloodline might somehow be involved. Jimmy's emotional interview. Later in the night, WWE aired a pre-taped interview with Jey Uso, who struggled to hold back tears as he spoke about his brother's condition. "Jey's a fighter, man," Jimmy said, his voice trembling. "We've been through so much together, and I know he's gonna pull through this. But seeing him like that, it's hard. I just want him to be okay." The heartfelt interview resonated with fans, many of whom expressed their support for both brothers online. The bond between Jimmy and Jey had always been a cornerstone of their story, and this real-life moment of vulnerability only deepened the connection they shared with the WWE Universe. The aftermath. As Raw came to a close, the commentary team provided a final update on Jey's condition. According to the medical team, Jey was conscious and undergoing further evaluation at a local hospital. While the exact cause of his collapse remained unknown, the news that he was awake offered a glimmer of hope. Backstage, Adam Pearce was seen making phone calls, presumably to inform WWE's higher-ups of the situation. Triple H, who had been watching the show remotely, posted a message on social media. "Jey Uso is one of the toughest and most resilient superstars we've ever had. The entire WWE family is pulling for him. Get well soon, Us. A night to remember." Jey Uso's collapse on Raw was a stark reminder of the physical and emotional toll that professional wrestling takes on its performers. While the WWE Universe eagerly awaits further updates on Jey's condition, one thing is clear: his resilience and fighting spirit have left an indelible mark on fans and colleagues alike. As the show ended, the screen faded to black with a simple message: "We stand with Jey Uso. Get well soon."